Welcome once again to What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. We are going to be doing our part one of our holiday edition. We're actually looking at the best of the year, best of 2015, and today is Saturday, December the 12th, and we are here in Rock Fantasy, a pretty familiar place for those of you who follow the show. We've come here and done the show a couple times during the year. We are here with owner Steve Keeler,
Hello.
famous Rock Fantasy, Middletown, New York. We've got here Nicholas Franco from Cryptic Rock and Metal Injection, also a part-time SOT contributor. And we've also got Ryan Skow, the legendary Ryan Skow here.
He is a heavy metal extreme insider.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
He will keep you up to date on bands you may have never heard before, but maybe you would like to check out.
So how we're going to work this, for those of you who follow the site, last year I did my top 12 of the year to coincide with the 12 Days of Christmas. So I'm actually going to be doing top 25 this year. So today I'm going to be covering number 25 through 13. Then tune in next week for my top 12 of the year. Before we get into that, we got a couple new releases came in last minute, just want to share with you. We've got this latest from Uriah Heep. It's called Totally Driven. It's a 2-disc set, originally recorded in 2001 when the band was getting ready to do their acoustically driven and electrically driven tour of Europe. They went into the studio and re-recorded some classic 70s tunes as well as stuff from the 90s. That quickly went out of print, so now they've re-released it on Uriah Heep Records, brand new record label for the band. It's called Totally Driven. Really good. All the classics are here, a lot of the cool stuff from the 90s, so check that out. We got this brand new one from a space rock band called Hedesleben. It's their third album. It's called The Fall of Chronopolis. If you like vintage Hawkwind or Pink Floyd or maybe Eloy, really good stuff. The band actually also doubles as Nick Turner's backing band, Nick Turner, original Hawkwind member, who goes out and does all the classic Hawkwind stuff. Really, really solid. It's a concept album based on a book of the same name. Highly recommend that. Last but not least, jazz fusion band Marbin. It's their latest called Aggressive Hippies. Smoking guitar playing, saxophone, drums, and bass. If you like classic Mahavishnu Orchestra, Return to Forever, all that good stuff, these guys totally rip. I highly recommend this. All instrumental, killer playing, killer tunes, lots of grooves. Check it out, Moon June Records. So with that, let's get into some top picks of the year. So we're going to start with Ryan Skow over here. Ryan is a purveyor of all that is extreme in metal. I'm sure he's got some great picks for the year.
I do.
What do you got?
I have my top 5 2015, starting with Kansas City, Ares Kingdom, The Unburial Dead, former members of Order from Chaos, soul classic 90s band. Number 2 is Megiddo, The Holocaust Messiah, which is an album I waited for 14 years, I believe. I think it was first announced in 2001 or 2. Obsequy, Aria of Vernal Tombs from Minnesota. From Canada, we have Revenge, Behold Total Rejection, one of the best live bands I've ever seen. I think we've all seen them at this point. And the last one I have from England, Scythian, Hubris and Excelsius.
Cool. Now, don't fret, guys, if you've never heard of any of these bands.
I recommend all.
Ryan is great at finding the most obscure bands in the world, and almost all of them are really, really good. So
I own a record shop, and I've heard of them too.
Which two have you heard of?
I have seen Revenge in concert.
You did? Did you like them?
They were very intense. They actually scared one of our friends, Ken Pierce. I think Ken thought you were like demonically possessed when you were watching the show.
All right, Mr. Franco, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I always think that I'm an underground guy until I talk to Skow, and I realize I might as well like Justin Bieber. Anyway, some of my top picks. I did a large list for Metal Injection. I did like a top 30, but that'll be on the web. We're not going to do that here. But I'll go with like the top 7 in that list. In the number 7 spot, I have a Danish one-woman project called Mirkor. This woman was not even involved in metal up until a few years ago. She had a love of black metal, especially Ulver, the classic pagan black metal sound of Ulver. And she's like a virtuoso piano player. So with the help of some guys from Mayhem and some Norwegian bands, she put an EP together, signed by Relapse. And the full-length album that she came out with was incredible. Really well-trained classical opera vocals and frozen black metal mixed together in a very fresh way. And I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Then after that is Antimatter, which is, some might even say not metal, but they are on Prophecy Productions, which is a metal label. It's the brainchild of Mick Moss, who got together with a former member of Anathema back in '98. He's made a lot of very trippy, very depressing releases. all of a sudden started to become more musical as the last decade has progressed. And I think everything came together with this album, The Judas Table. Highly recommended. It's a little bit of progressive, a little bit of something for everybody. It's the songs are incredible. I'm still absorbing it. I highly recommend it. It's really, really good.
And just in case you guys wonder what's going on over here, Steve is like still trying to amass his top 10 of the year.
Yeah, that's what's thrown upon me, and I started thinking about this morning, and
I don't have any physical products, just my voice.
That's fine.
After that is a Flemish band from Belgium called Ancient Rites. Ancient Rites is a symphonic pagan metal band. Again, probably not something you've heard of, but very worth checking out. Their guitarist and keyboard interplay is incredible. The song arrangements, every song is a historical battle retelling. Gunther Thays is the singer and songwriter, lyric writer, and he presents history in a far more interesting way than your teachers ever did. And the music is very, very good, very diverse. People from black metal background, power metal background would like it. It's really good stuff.
Cool.
And then Killing Joke, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They just keep getting better. Their classic period came and went, as you would say. Their commercial period came and went. They took a break, they reformed, and their albums just keep getting better. It's like new wave meets disco meets punk meets metal. I can't even...
What's the name of the new one?
Pylon.
Yeah, I have not heard that
I
one.
still have to hear that one. I like a lot of their older
It's legit. Let me tell you, it's really, really good. And they're not young, and they sound...
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
Yeah, more high energy. And then moving on is Campfire from Norway. Pagan black metal from the old days. Again, they're kind of a band that just, to me, can do no wrong. The melodies that they produce are just so reminiscent of their homeland. And it's black metal, but it's like you can bang your head to it. It's not like blast beats mostly. Probably something that people outside of black metal could get into if you like the harsh vocals. And then from Portugal, Moonspell. Long-time favorite. You know, I thought that their release before this one was they were just starting to drop off in my eyes. I was just, what didn't do anything for me. And then all of a sudden they come back with this record, Extinct.
great album.
Oh my God, the songs, it all comes down to the songs. You could like a band from a classical era because they mean something to you, but you can play that right now, and having never heard of Moonspell, incredible song. I would say 4 or 5 songs on that album are some of the best they've ever written, and they've been around a long time. And finally, at number 1, The Book of Souls, Iron Maiden.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, and some might disagree, but I feel it's the most powerful album that they've made since Seventh Son. And I loved Matter of Life and Death.
It's a large plate of metal to sit through in one listen.
It is.
It's something, an album that when it first came out was another one like, well, I've got a lot of mixed reads, but as you have the album and start to be accustomed, you realize it is a very strong album.
The songs don't feel as long as they are.
No, they really don't. They did a really good job at that, yeah.
I've heard that Seventh Son comment from quite a few people now.
Yeah, it's incredible. And Empire of the Clouds, the 19-minute song that they recorded, is the longest they've ever recorded, and it is incredible.
Yeah. I think Bruce sounds great on this.
Yeah,
he's really, really good. I like the production. I think for me, it's going to wind up in my top 10 of the year. I think, I kind of compare it to Judas Priest's most recent album, which I liked a little bit better and made more of an impact on me, but I still think it's a really, really strong
The latest Judas Priest is very strong.
Yeah.
That opening riff.
But you can't, picking a number 1. I mean, during the last couple of months, I'm like, oh, where's this going to wind up on my list? Because it's up there. It didn't quite make that high for me, but that's because there's so many other great releases this year. So cool. Well, thanks, Nick, for sharing.
My pleasure.
Steve, what are we hearing here?
This is going to be in my pile here in the top.
It's a good one.
Whatever number I have. This is Lucifer.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of the nationality. I believe she's a German girl, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yep. She was in the band called The Oath before this.
Yeah.
And,
we've got the lead guitar player from Cathedral.
Here's
as
the
well,
album, Lucifer 1.
It's great. One of the best Doom albums of the year.
Yep. If you want to come by it. That is in my top 10, but I guess we'll start off.
Yeah.
This is not really in any order, but I would say this could be my number 1 of the year, The Enslaved.
In
10 times. I got to catch them at the Gramercy this year, and another great performance, but this is an album I kind of picked stuff out of the stuff I listened to the most this year. This is one I've been listening to all year long. Enslaved in Times.
It's great.
It's in my top 30.
Another one, a band that came in very strong. I wish would come and tour the States, maybe New York City, so I can see
Also,
them.
would like to see them again.
Yeah.
Amorphous.
That is a
Under the Red
truly,
Cloud.
truly great album.
Yes, it is.
One of those ones you just can't stop listening to. But I have found every album they've done since he joined the band,
Absolutely.
vocals,
Top
are just instantly accessible and just it's just got a little bit of everything you love.
And
We're going to talk about this one. Go ahead.
I was going to say the guitar duo, Ace
Oh,
Pine
yeah.
and Tommy Kotasari, some of the best guitar duo you'll find in metal.
And here's the Iron Maiden Book of Souls,
Yep.
which we've discussed already.
Yep.
No one's brought this up. You either love them or hate them, but
That's my
it's
favorite album.
another great, catchy album, and we play it all the time in the shop.
Heavier than their last one.
I think
Go.
it's by far their best.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's my favorite of
I
theirs.
do like all three of them.
Yeah, I do too. I
I like
I'm
the
liking this
lyrical
one.
content a little bit on the last one better than
I'm
this.
not into them, and I can't even tell you why. I just haven't given
They're
them a
not for
chance.
everybody. You know what? I originally had a hard time getting into them because all I could see was the damn gimmick. But once I really started to listen to them, I was like, this band is really good.
It's probably
yeah.
catchy.
I tend to
Yeah.
get into things
Rock and
5
roll.
years after.
Yeah,
Then we have Cadaver
That's very strong
from Germany.
Yeah, that's really good.
Another band that's pretty much going into the retro form, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, what would you describe?
Yeah, like 70s hard rock with a bit of psychedelia. Yeah,
I
I mean,
got
they're
the
kind of hard
catch-
to describe, but
catch
yeah.
them last year in the city, and they were just a strong, old school vibe.
Yeah.
But this is a strong album from Cadaver, Berlin.
Heavy riffs, great grooves, catchy melodies. Just killer playing.
Then we have Arcturus.
Yeah, which I need to hear.
Arcturian, which actually is number 8 on his list. I saw it on his list. He only gave you the top 7. But
And we saw them in Maryland Death Fest, dude.
I did not see them. I don't have enough energy to have 4 days of metal.
Before you, just real quick, I just have to say, if anybody out there is into Arcturus, I'm going to say Crashland, Game Over, I think Demon. 3 of the best songs they've ever written. The album does not stop. It's amazing.
And here we have from England, one of Skow's favorites. We saw them in New York City last year. I heard they're going to tour in the States again this year.
I'll have to catch
Satan,
them.
Atom by Atom.
Members of
The-
Skyclad.
The origins of speed metal, pretty much, right here.
One of the
Or-
first,
one of them, yeah.
Cognac.
Yeah.
Nightwish. Who would like to talk about Floor?
Here you go.
Floor
That
Jansen.
says it all. Flora Jansen is amazing.
Yeah.
Best singer for this band. as far
I
as I'm
think
concerned.
she is.
I'm super picky
best.
about symphonic female metal. I mostly despise it. I've loved Nightwish. I will say this about Floor. She combines what they had in Tarja, what they had in Annette. She's like those crashing into each other.
Yep.
She can be street, she can be metal, she can be hard, she can be operatic.
And she is.
And she can kick
Wonder,
everybody's ass.
she is like Wonder Woman on stage.
Yeah.
She's
She's
a
a presence. Right?
tall,
Yeah.
beautiful woman.
Yep. Yep.
And here we are with my good friends from Sweden, Mardik, black metal. No one's mentioning this album this year. I don't know if people realize it did come out this year, but one of my things I listen to a lot.
I think they have the best vocals they've ever had right now.
Yeah.
Mortus.
I like them and I like the album. My problem with Marduk is, for me, a lot of their stuff is just sounding the same now.
Some of their
It's all
albums-
good, but it's
Yeah.
just kind of like.
It
But
doesn't make the impact that they had a period of time in the middle 2000s. Around 512.
yeah, it's a great album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really dynamic too.
But it's still very
It's still-
solid.
of
Yeah.
course.
We've already discussed this.
There you go. Love that
On
cover.
his top.
Love that
Moonspell, they will be coming to New York City, I believe, next month in January. Right? They're warming up for Epica.
Should be the other way around.
Should be. I'll probably go to support the show.
Epic is great live.
Fernando's not as pretty.
Yeah.
And last but not least, in my pile today are my Brazilian metal brothers. They've been in this room and drank beers with us and
Playing right up the street.
Yep.
played right up the
It
street.
was a great show.
And Krizia.
Always a great live band.
Very
Best.
cool guys. And
No,
Three
no
Bs.
surprises here. I mean, if you like Krizia, it's you know what you're going to get, and it's a really solid album.
one or two things I left off the list was a new Graveyard, which I listened to a lot.
I like that a lot.
And I didn't pull it out, but like I said, I kind of moshed this together.
Yeah, good list. Well, thanks, Steve. We appreciate you sharing that
Thank
with
you
us.
for coming into Rock Fantasy today.
So, Ryan, I don't mean to block you out here.
All right,
All
moving with it.
right, so to
Come
kind
on.
of finish out this
I'll
show
be
here,
back.
we're going to go my number 25 through 13, and the next week we'll get my top 12. So coming in at number 25 is the latest from Europe, War of Kings. I know you're probably thinking, all right, the Final Countdown guys, yeah, whatever. This is probably their best album in a million years. It's heavy, it's dark. Great guitar work, great vocals. I think these guys went and did their homework and listened to Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and UFO for a year and then created this. Really, really good album. Strong. I listened to it a lot.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
They're in a car insurance commercial.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
want to say it, but I guess we'll have to breach it tough.
At number 24, the latest from Avatarium, The Girl with the Raven Mask. These guys are awesome. This is the band Leif Edling from Candlemass. He's got an amazing female lead singer here. This is like classic Doom meets like Epic Rainbow and whatever else. It's heavy. It's great. Yeah, really good. It's on Nuclear Blast. Really, really good. Number 23, Between the Buried and Me, Como Ecliptic. This is their new concept album. You either love these guys or you hate them. I dig them. They're heavy. They're complex. They're pretty extreme. This is, like I said, it's a concept album. It's the storyline is pretty intricate and convoluted, but musically it's off the charts, just like all their stuff. Number 22, Tennessee prog band Glass Hammer. It's called The Breaking of the World. They've got a new singer this time around because John Davison has obviously joined Yes. So, but kind of if you love these guys, they just do that classic 70s prog style, and they've been doing it well for quite a long time. At number 21, Blind Guardian, Beyond the Red Mirror. One of the best power metal albums of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Did you go see them? I missed them too.
Yeah, I didn't go see them yet. I've seen them before. They always put on a good show.
I had to think
I mean, this is great. It's just epic power metal. These guys have been around a long, long time, and they really haven't put out a bad album. So, let's see. So now at number 20, we've got Spirit on a Mission, Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock. If you have lost touch with Michael Schenker, his new band is great. He's got Doogie White on vocals. He's got Francis and Herman from the Scorpions on the rhythms.
I'm in the round about it.
Yeah, it's classic Michael Schenker group stuff. So I really dig that a lot.
Is still in Tank? Or he's in one of the incarnations?
I don't think he's in Tank anymore. He was up until recently, yeah. Although they've got a new album out, but I don't think he's on that. But so he's been doing the MSG stuff.
One of our local buddies.
One of our local buddies coming in at number 19, Chris Caffrey. Your Heaven is Real. Chris is out on tour right now with Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
He's probably playing a Christmas song right now.
Probably is, yeah. 3 o'clock show, yeah. So, yeah, exactly. And you're going up to Albany to see him tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
This is a really, really strong album. He put this out back in end of August. I think it's his strongest since his debut, Faces. Some really good stuff on here. Some really heavy material, some ballads, some like really cool like 80s, heavy metal stuff. Really, really strong. Guitar playing's off the charts as always. His vocals are getting stronger. I dig it. Coming in at number 18, Scorpions legend, Uli John Roth, Scorpions Revisited. I know it's kind of odd to put something like this on my list because this is basically just him re-recording and redoing updated versions of Scorpions classics, but I absolutely love this. These are great tunes. My favorite Scorpions era is the Uli John Roth era. Sorry, Steve, but those old albums. Yeah, I just love those old albums, and that's what I always gravitate towards, and I really like these new kind of
I just got
reimaginings
the Scorpions 50th anniversary box. Well, the box is out, and also the CDs, which are remastered with extra tracks and Tokyo tapes taken by Force.
Oh, wow. Well,
along with a lot of the 80s material.
Anything extra on the Tokyo tapes?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's like 5 songs.
Wow. Is he implying that you don't think 70 Scorpions is the best Scorpions?
He must have.
We're going to go outside.
Bad Boys Running Wild.
All you ever talk about is the 80s and the current stuff.
I
so
like the 80s.
I do too.
Probably one of the only hair metal type bands I would like if you consider that hair metal.
I'll record down.
All right, number 17, Hand Cannot Erase, the latest from Steven Wilson. He is a prog mastermind. He's also been the genius behind remastering the King Crimson, Genesis, Gentle Giant back catalog. Yes, as well. This is another great concept album from him. If you like prog, got to have this. From Sweden, Steve probably likes these guys. Horizont, Odyssey, another one of those retro. Oh, you got to check these guys out.
Does Scow know them? Does Nick know them?
I'm going to pick up that CD.
Wow, all three of us are
This is
stumped.
great. Yeah, if you love that 70s hard rock, it's
awesome.
great. I mean,
Cool.
I really love these guys a lot. It's called Odyssey. Number 16 for me. It's, I think, one of my highest ranking Swedish bands this year.
Yep. Check that out.
Number 15, I Heard You Listening, the latest from Pennsylvania proggers Echelon. Wonderful album. Really beautiful stuff on here. Not heavy by any means, but just a really, really good progressive rock album. These guys have been doing it for the last 20-some-odd years. We're going back to Sweden again. Magic Pie, King for a Day. Another great prog album for 2015. This one is a much heavier rockin' album than a lot of the other stuff we've been talking about on the prog scene. And to round out my second half of my top 25, coming in at number 13, an album that I just got recently, and I bet you after the year is up and I listen to this more and more, I probably wish that I put it in my top 10 or whatever. But Saxon Battering Ram, you know,
Really?
Saxon's better than ever, man.
Strong of an,
It's really good. If you like their last couple,
I have it here, but I didn't hear it.
Their last couple have been great. This is great as well. It's just heavy, killer riffs.
Ooh.
Biff sounds great. I mean, you know,
It's heavy metal.
it is heavy metal. It's pure and pure through and throughout. So
Those guys are machines.
They are.
For a couple of years.
Yep, they are. They won't go away, and I'm glad they aren't. So that's my number 25 through 13. Tune in next week where I do my top 12 of the year. We'll see some stuff on my list that you probably already heard about today. My number one, for those who know me, probably won't be a big surprise, but you'll have to wait and tune in and see. So once again, thanks for joining us. We are here from Rock Fantasy. I'm sure we'll be here again at some point. So for Steve Keeler, Nicholas Franco, Ryan Skow, I am your host, Pete Pardo. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and we are here each and every week on YouTube. So we'll see you next time. Be good, be safe. Remember, explore all this new music you've been hearing about today, but don't forget the classics. Have a great holiday. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Maybe